First of all, you have a very clear understanding of how Cameroon operates on the ground, using those who pretend to be us to fight against us. But I'd like to ask you a very technical question. I know you would want to avoid, but the people watching you are not very interested in the stakes involved. I'm also aware that your hands are tied. But do you have any plans in this difficulty to try to curb and to reduce the pain? Do you're fighting an enemy to reduce the pain, understanding how the tactics? Do you have any plan to help reduce the pain of the people of Ambazonia during this difficulty of a senseless war?
Um, war is a very painful thing. Until this war is over, the pain will continue in certain ways. The pain we all know about is the pain inflicted by La Republic. And that one we cannot avoid. But what is avoidable is the pain that is being inflicted by those who have infiltrated our ranks, pretending that they want to see Ambazonia free, but they are there to punish our people. They have started from Momo now to Mezam to punish our people and make life miserable for them. And this you all should understand that the people you call one name or the other are not really who you think they are, because they are actually working with La Republic. And at this point, there are many La Republic elements in Mopti who are carrying acts and labeling them as such. They are carrying out acts and labeling them as such. So how can we stop this pain? The only way we can stop this pain is to stop the enemy. Because the enemy will continue to metamorphose into all kinds of elements. Just like a Tanganji is continuing to metamorphose in all kinds of elements. They are taking over groups that were supposed to be fighting for Amazonia. Now, a few of them working for the occupier and against the people of Amazonia. How can we alleviate that suffering? No, we cannot stop it except by winning the war and then addressing certain things. You see, the truth is that we are going to do certain things to clean the house. But we cannot do this alone. We will need the participation of the population to do so. And for the population to do so, there must be education. The people have to be educated to know that they cannot abandon the freedom. They cannot abandon their freedom to a miscreant or a group of miscreants who are just there to, in fact, criminals that deserve a place in jail if Amazonia is free today. They cannot make us lose our freedom or abandon our freedom and go into a voluntary slavery to the Republic, or abandon ourselves to be enslaved by the Republic. Why? Because of some wayward element that was inflicting pain. One thing I want to assure you is that the pain is much. That if you measure the pain that Ambazonia is going to go through, if we fail in this enterprise, if we fail in our endeavor, if you can imagine the pain of everyone that speaks English of Southern Cameroon descent, if you understand what will happen to us as a people, unless you are naive. Let me tell you something. When La Republique of Cameroon goes around burning about 400 villages, do they go around in the night and knock the doors and say, hey, are you for CPDM? Do you like Paul Biya? If you say no, they say, stay inside. If you say yes, come outside. Show us your house so that we can put a mark there. Then they go to the next house. Do they segregate the houses of who are their friends and who are not their friends before they burn down a village? No. That's why I told us yesterday, because for them, we are all guilty by identity. So the moment they cross the Mongo or cross the Matazem and enter inside Ambazonia, we are all criminals to be eliminated. Now this is how they consider us. How would they consider us when they conquer us at war?
Yeah.
Let me tell you the story. There was a time Endeli told the people of Southern Cameroon when they were going to join La Republic. Let me also say this in record. So that God forbid that we fail. You remember these words. La République du Cameroon, as we know them, they will do everything to wipe us from the face of the map, to make sure that none of our blood and ancestry remains in the southern Cameroon. The killing, the cleansing will be total. They will make, in fact, speaking English will be tantamount to treason. They will, in fact, anyone can just point to a finger that there was somebody, a grandson of grandson, who was involved in the rebellion. They finish you. They will make sure that all those villages they are burnt will all become French villages. They will not. English will not even be a language in schools. It will be outlawed. Everything will become French because that's what they regret they did not do. They will make sure they wipe us out of the face of the map. Now compare that suffering with whatever we will be suffering now. I say it is temporal, though it is hard, but it's temporal. But the one that will be permanent is if we fail. If we join the enemy to surrender just because of the present pain of a mother putting to bed right now. If we surrender, if we decide to surrender now and say we prefer the permanent one instead of the temporal one, we will not even have a country to call home for the rest of our lives. Even those who are not at home shall have no home again for the rest of their life. So let us instead embark on educating our people to know the difference, that even with all this evil going on, there are good forces. There are people who are loyal to the government of the Southern Cameroon, who are doing right. They are called the Ambazonian State Armed Forces. Identify them. Let's collaborate with them. It takes a good person with a gun to take out a bad person with a gun. It takes a good person with a gun present to take out a bad guy with a gun. We are going to fight, but we cannot fight alone. We need the collaboration of our population. Don't collaborate with La Republique because you think that you are only comparing. You are only fighting for the immediate. So you want them to bring them to side with them, embrace them just for the temporary relief. If you want a permanent relief, collaborate with the government of Southern Cameroon so that we can see what we can do now and avoid the permanent state of devastation that awaits us if we fail. If you collaborate with us, we shall conquer the enemies, both internal and external. But if you collaborate with the enemy, you have surrendered. It means you have avoided the temporal pain and you are ready for the permanent one. And I can tell you that will be unbearable, that will be unacceptable, and that is not our destination.